Hi guys. I see a lot of article mistakes in your writing, and although we don't cover articles in level 3, it's assumed that you know how to use them with some degree of accuracy from level 1, I guess, or foundations. So, I don't know, if you want to learn how to write better and be more accurate in how you communicate, take a look at this lesson. If you don't care, it's not going to hurt you to skip it. It's just you won't learn as much. So, my sister is a teacher is correct. When we talk about jobs that many people have, we use the indefinite article or an. Also, teacher is a countable noun that is one of many. It's another reason it's a teacher and not the teacher. Because it's one of many and not specific, we use a. Today is the Queen's birthday. Here we need the. There's only one queen per country at a time. So if a noun is unique or specific, then we use the. Remember, that's a common noun and not a proper noun because we don't say the in front of names, right? I'm Alex, I'm not the Alex. The next one, I live on Salem Street. We don't use articles in front of names of streets, single mountains in most countries. I know we say the United States or the United Kingdom or the Czech Republic, but that is because the names of those countries contain common nouns such as states, kingdom, and republic. In general, no article with countries, with cities, with streets. So you can remember that rule by using something from your own life. So, we live in Kurdistan, we live in Iraq, we live in Sulaymaniyah, we live on Salem Street, right? No articles. I have a couple of dogs. A couple is a quantity. We use the indefinite article a with phrases of quantity or phrases of frequency, like a few, for example, for a phrase of frequency. A couple, a pair for phrases of quantity. This next one is something I see you guys make mistakes with a lot. Teachers give homework. When we talk about countable nouns in general or uncountable nouns in general, we don't use an article. So it's not the life is beautiful. It's life is beautiful. It's not the cows eat the grass. It's cows eat grass. And if you can remember one of these example sentences, then you can work backwards and remember the rule. Also, please see teachers. It's plural. When I talk about countable nouns in general, I will use a plural form, right? I like my students. I don't say I like my student, right? That would just be one. So if I'm talking about students in general, it's countable S form. AUIS is the best school in Iraq, Kurdistan, correct? We use the with superlative structure because there's only one the best, right? Like there's only one the top, the bottom, the middle. These are things that there are only one of. In the next slide, I want to talk about first mention, second mention rule. Thanks. Hi guys, consider the following story. I saw a man. The man was handsome. The man was driving a car. The car was blue. Inside the car was a dead body. Because the dead body was my English teacher, I did not call the police. So, first mention, second mention rule is as follows. The first time I mention a countable noun that is one of many, I use a or an. So man. Man's a countable noun. There are many men in Sulaymaniyah. It's my first mention of man, so I'm going to say a. Now, every time I say man, you know it's the man I saw that I'm talking about. Because you, the listener or reader, knows which man the speaker, writer, is talking about. That's the second mention. Now it's specific for both of us. I can say the. So I saw a man. The man was handsome. The, for man, is the man that I saw. The man was driving a car. The man is the handsome man that I saw. Okay, think about how many cars you see in Sulaymaniyah. There is a bajillion, right? So a car, it's a countable noun, one of many. The car was blue. Now, the car, it's the second mention of the noun car. You know that I mean the car, the man who's handsome that I saw is driving. Inside the car was a dead body. So the car, it's the blue car that the handsome man I saw was driving. This is the first mention of dead body. I'm not sure how many dead bodies there are in Sulaymaniyah. I hope they're not many. Because the dead body was my English teacher, that's the second mention of dead body. You know, as the listener, reader, that the dead body is the dead body that's in the blue car being driven by the handsome man that I saw. Because the dead body was my English teacher, I did not call the police. Okay, so the police here is the exception to the rule. It's the first mention of the noun police, but I'm using the. The idea is that police, the idea of police, is familiar or known to all of us, even though it's the first mention. It's specific already. Remember, we use the for nouns that are specific. It's the same reason we say I'm going to the cinema. Back in the olden days, towns and cities usually only had one cinema, and therefore when you said cinema, everyone knew what you were talking about. So first mention, second mention rule is for countable nouns that are one of many. So the first time you mention the noun, the listener doesn't know which one you mean. It's a. And then any other time you mention that same noun, you can say the, because the listener knows which one you're talking about. Hi guys, on Moodle, this is a worksheet that's all white. I don't know why part of it is tan on this PowerPoint. I think it's because the background is red. Anyway, let me explain how the worksheet works. Along the vertical column, you have rules for the articles. And along the top horizontal line, you have which type of article. So you have no article, and then under no article, you have countable nouns in general, uncountable nouns in general, mountains, I can't even read it, it's so small here, mountains, cities, etc. Some phrases and types of transportation. So in these circumstances, we don't use an article. Then in the middle, you have the indefinite article, an, and you have the first mention of a noun, jobs many people have, phrases of frequency, and some quantities. And then below that, you have the definite article, the, and you have the speaker and the listener both know the thing, which is the first mention, second mention rule. There's only one of something. Names of museums, mountain ranges, groups of lakes, etc., and superlatives. So along the vertical line, you have the rules of when you don't use an article, when you use an, and when you use the. And then on the horizontal line, you have the categories. Okay, no article, and the. Stay with me, this will make sense in a second. Okay, so this is how it works. You're going to take these phrases and you're going to write them into the correct box on the worksheet in the previous slide that's also on Moodle. And the idea is that the sentence or phrase is an example of the rule. So you're identifying where it goes and learning the rules at the same time. Now, if you were really ambitious and or bored, you could copy these phrases down on a piece of paper separately, tape them to a wall, and do a running dictation by yourself. So 1, you're exercising, and 2, you're speaking, listening, and writing. Maybe if you have a brother or sister at home, you could get them to do it with you. I don't know. It might be kind of fun just to even do it by yourself, or you probably won't do it at all. Anyway, let's do a couple as an example. I love eating at Roma restaurant. So what is this sentence an example of? It's an example of we don't use articles with the names of restaurants. So on that line in the chart, I'd write, I love eating at Roma restaurant. Let's go to the cinema. I'd put that sentence as an example of the speaker and the listener both know the thing. Your father is in the living room. Most houses only have one living room, so there's only one of something. That's an example sentence for there's only one of something. So you have sentences and phrases on the next 3 slides, including, this slide and the next 2. So copy the phrases into the worksheet, and then I will post an answer key for you. Hope this helps clarify some basic rules about articles. Thanks.